Hello and welcome to today's seminar. We're going to talk about LIS and Part A and B. Now you may be saying, why these two? As a new agent, do I need to learn about LIS, low income subsidy, or Parts A and B? Well, during open enrollment, October 15th through December 7th, and the other enrollment from January through March, if you can change your Medicare Advantage policy, what do you do the rest of the year, right? So there's two things you can do that have worked really well for me. About a third of my book of business is Medicare and Medicaid. Medicare and Medicaid, the law says that you can change them once a month. There's also low income subsidy. Those are for people that can't quite qualify for the Medicaid portion. However, they make between about $1,300 and $1,900 as a single individual per month. So the federal government gives them a break on their drugs, their Part D as in David, and the state gives them low income subsidy if they qualify for their Part B as in boy, which is $185 a month. It's quite a lot. If you're only making $1,500 a month and you get $185 back on your Social Security, they absolutely love you. The law says that if you qualify for a low income subsidy, there's a change, and that change gives you a special election period. In our area, we have a policy that if you have low income subsidy, it allows you to write that policy. So I can write that all year round. The other Part A and B are for people that are T65, which means turning 65. Right now, we have 11,200 people turning 65 every day for the next couple of years. That's a big market. So if you help them set up their A and B online, they can go into Social Security, or they can call, God forbid, to Medicare, maybe on phone forever, or you can help them set it up online. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to go into the SSA.gov website. So this is the front page, the home page of the SSA.gov website. And what we're going to do is go up to this blue bar under Medicare, the drop-down menu, and go to Apply for Part D Extra Help. Now, this is a federal program, and we're going to scroll down and it says apply for extra help online, and we're going to go ahead and apply. Let's see if I can move this over. All right, so here's the application. Apply for extra help Medicare prescription drug costs. So you're going to fill in their name, their Social Security number, their date of birth. Have they worked in 24 or 25? You can apply for the spouse too if you'd like, but make sure you put their information in, their address, their phone number. Now it's going to ask, is your spouse have Medicare? Did they also want to apply, yes or no? Do you have combined savings of more than $35,000 together? It's about $17,000 as a single individual. Now, that's real estate, investment savings. It does not use your house that you live in, your car, any funeral expenses that you have saved up. It's things of 401ks, your savings, your investments, extra homes that you have, additional real estate, things of that sort. And then you're going to go ahead and fill this information out. Now, once you fill that information out, you're going to click next. It's going to take you to another page. It's not going to let us because of arrows. But at the end of the application, it's going to ask you the Medicare Savings Program. Leave this blank. It says, no, do not send to the information to the state. Yes, you want them to send this application also to the state. Right now, it's going into the federal for your Part D drug cost. You want them to send to the state as well, because that's what gives you that $185 back for your Part B for your Medicare. I can't tell you how many people have come up and thanked me. They've sent me letters, they've called me, they've had tears in their eyes that said, thank you, thank you, thank you for getting the 185 Part B back through the state. So it takes about 3 weeks for this to go in, and they're going to get a letter in the mail. Once you fill it out, tell them to call you when you get the letter. It's either going to say, yes, congratulations, you received Part D. So all their drug costs are going to get less. And I'm trusting they got the Part B as well from the state. It can take up to 3 months for the state to get it into the system, but they do give you the back pay for the 185 per month. So I always ask when I'm giving the Medicare 101 talks, do you make under $1,900 a month? If you do, there's a really good possibility that you can get your 185 Part B back and help with your drug costs. Now, why do I do that? Because if they get the low income subsidy, it gives them a special election period. That special election period allows me to write another policy for them for a low income subsidy policy, which we have in our area. It gives them zero cost for their drugs. So some people that are on very expensive drugs, as long as they're in the formulary, they can get that at zero cost on that policy. So that's the first thing I do. The second thing that I can write during the year are people turning 65. When I give my Medicare 101 talks, I always give everybody a couple of cards and say, call me 3 months before your birthday. Because remember, their initial election period's 3 months before their birthday month, and 3 months after their birthday. It's better to start early. When they do and they call you, I set up an appointment and I tell them to bring their driver's license, their cell phone to get a text, and make sure they can get their emails on their cell phone. And then I also go back to that website of ssa.gov. And so what we're going to do is we're going to just go ssa.gov and go back to the home page. And this time, instead of the blue bar up top, we're going to go apply to sign up for Medicare in the white space in the middle of the page. You'll have two choices. You can sign them up for Medicare, that's A and B, or you can sign them up just for Part B if they've already got A going. Now, remember, if they're already taking their Social Security, so they're already getting their monthly money before they turn 65, Medicare will automatically sign them up. So you don't have to do this. They're already getting their number in the system. But if they haven't received their money and they haven't signed up for it, I sit with them to sign up because 100% of the time they come back to me to write their policy. It's also very confusing for them to do it themselves. They can go into the Social Security office. Our office is about 6 weeks behind, but they can get an appointment and go in and do it in for themselves, or they can call Medicare online, but it's problematic that way. So I always help them. So you're going to take them to the application terms of service. I read it to them. I check, okay, we understand it. And then we're going to scroll down and start a new application. When we do, you're going to apply for them myself because you're applying for them. Do you have a Social Security account? Most people say no. Some people have set it up, but very few. And they do have to have an address. You're going to click next. It's going to take you to a screen that says create an account. Go to the blue one, the login.gov. It's the easier of the two. And you're going to click on create an account. Enter their email address, English. I've read and accepted login.gov and submit. This is going to send an email to their email address. Have them open it up. It'll say login.gov and verify that they have an email address. Then they're going to have them take a picture of their driver's license, the front side and the back side. Make sure it's not too light or too dark because it won't take it. And then they're going to do a face recognition where they hold their phone and they take off their glasses and a hat if they have it, and it face recognizes them. It's very cool. They just added this in. Once all that is completed, go back, close it out and go back to your computer, and you can go back to ssa.gov and you sign in again. And once you apply online and sign in again, you'll go through these same screens, the terms of service. And once you get to, after you start a new application and you get to, you're applying for yourself, yes, now you do have a Social Security account because that's what set it up. And you can log in on this page and it will take you to an email address and populated it here. You put in their email and your password that you've set up. Make sure you write down their email and their password for them because a lot of times they don't remember it. Has to be 12 letters. I usually put a capital and some zeros and ones in there and a special like plus sign or star sign. However, you have to remember it to get back in. Once you get in, it takes about 15 minutes. They're going to ask them all kinds of questions, and then you close it out and you wait. It takes about 6 weeks. Both the SSA.gov for LIS and for Part A and B, I always go to my Spark and put a reminder. For the LIS, I remind myself about 3 weeks. If they haven't already called me with their letter saying that they've been approved or didn't get approved. For the Part A and B, it takes longer. It's about 6 weeks. That's why I like them to start early. If they've already, and then I call them and we set up a second appointment and set up their policy at that point. So there's a 2-tier appointment system with new people that are turning 65. With people that are getting LIS, I make a second appointment to write a separate policy if they qualify for it. But those reminders for yourself are super important. I also always write down their Social Security number on my Spark file because I can call and find out with their Social Security and their date of birth if they've received an MIB, a Medicare number yet, if they haven't received anything in the mail. Let them know the mail looks very generic and not to throw it away. Even when they get their red, white, and blue A and B card, it looks very generic. It's on a white page. A lot of people throw it away. So remember to tell them that as well. Okay, that's all I have for you today, and I will see you in the next video.